Okay, today I'd like to do kind of a long-term review, I guess you could call it. This is a Kmber Tactical Pro II model. I bought this back in like 2004 or 5 as my carry pistol. If you don't know anything about this model, it's got an aluminum frame, so it's fairly light. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got night sights. It's got checkering on the bottom of the trigger, checkering on the front strap, of course checkering on the back strap, factory mag well. One thing it does have is the external extractor. This was actually the first Kimber pistol that came out with that extractor back then, and eventually the whole line had them. And if you followed the blogs and the forums and all that, people were having a ton of trouble with them, and Kimber doesn't make them anymore, so I guess it was all true stuff. Well, of course, I bought this being the first model that came out with it. You know, they actually advertised it as kind of, oh, this is the tactical, you know, extractor. So anyway, I bought it. Took it to the range. You know, they've got that break-in period or whatever. Well, I had a couple hundred rounds of some crap Russian steel-cased ammo that I got at a gun show or something, not knowing any better. I thought, you know, I'll just shoot that. Well, I had lots of malfunctions, and I'm thinking, ah, crap, I got screwed. I got one of these crappy pistols with the batty, you know, extractor, and it's got jam-o-matic, and I'm going to have to send it back, and Kimber sucks, and all that good stuff. But I didn't give up, because I thought, well, it does have the break-in period. Let's shoot that many rounds before I send it back. So I bought some good factory ammo, and guess what? It works fine. It's been 100% dependable. Few of the things that I've had go wrong with it. It comes with an ambi safety, which you can see here. This is not the Kimber model. This is actually an Ed Brown that I fitted on there. I came back from walking my dog one day. As I said, this is my carry piece. And the right side was just gone, and the little tab was hanging off there. And it's like, okay, my safety just fell off somewhere, and you know, that's definitely not something you want to happen. So there's a MIM part that failed, but you know, most MIM parts are good. So anyway, when I replaced it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to replace it with something better. So thus I've got the Ed Brown part, which is made out of real steel. You know, I don't know if it's better, but it works great. So anyway, one thing about Kimbers with aluminum frames is down beneath the feed ramp. I don't think you'll be able to see it here, but I'll take it apart. The mags that come with it are kind of like, this is a Chip McCormick, so this is not a Kimber mag. But that little tip there, the follower moves forward on the last round, and it pecks on that, and eventually it'll go through the anodizing, and it's, I don't know if it affects the function because it's beneath the feed ramp, but it looks ugly. So the first thing I did is I got rid of the Kimber mags, and I got Wilson Combat because they're plastic, okay, and they don't do that. So I've had really good luck, you know, running these mags in this gun. I've got several thousand rounds through it. Another feature on this gun is you can't really take it apart without a tool. Well, what is the tool? Well, you get this little angled piece of metal, and a paper clip works fine, so you don't have to freak out if you don't have this, but that kind of sucks. But anyway, there's a hole on the full-length guide rod that you stick that in, and then it comes apart real easy. Voila. Okay. You can kind of see this gun's had a few thousand rounds through it. You can kind of see how the finish is fared, which is that Kimpro finish, and it's fared pretty good. It's held up pretty well. I do have some holster wear on the bottom of the dust cover, but hey, that's okay. Components are real simple. You got your spring assembly, your reverse plug, guide rod, spring. And it has a bull barrel. Okay, and a bull barrel doesn't need a bushing like most standard 45s. It's widened at the edge, it's kind of conical in this area, so it fits right into the interior of the slide without needing a bushing. So these aren't machined for a bushing or anything. And it's a 4-inch barrel. Here's what the slide looks like. You know, of course, there's very few tool marks. It's a little rough up in this area. you can see some, I don't know if you'd call it pitting or whatever, but the metal's a little rough in there. But like I say, it's been dependable. So there's what that looks like. Okay. Now one thing great about these night sights, these Meprolite sights are the brightest sights that I've personally seen. I've got Novax on my other guns, and these are just a lot brighter. You can see the capsules are actually bigger, and they really show up in the light. So Meprolite sights are pretty darn cool. The other problem I had with this piece was this reverse plug that fits into the slide. There's a machined groove right here that I'm running my fingernail on, and I wish I would have kept the old part so I could show you, but it peened the edge off. So this was essentially going into the slide too deeply, and then I was having a bear of a time getting out, which is how I discovered it when I went to clean it. So I bought a new one from Kimber, and problem solved. So if you have this gun or your similar gun, you might want to check those and make sure they're not peening like mine did. I don't know why it did that, but like I say, it's been 100% dependable. It's been a good gun. A lot of people love to hate Kimbers. I don't know why. I guess if a gun works, it's great, and if it doesn't, it sucks. So that's the way it seems to be in the gun world anyway. But I personally like it pretty well. Let's see if I can put it back together. This will be the true test. What the heck's holding me up? The pin fell out. Don't want to put an idiot scratch in it. There we go. Okay. There we go. There's how she looks. One thing I do not like about this, Kimber's fancy little checkering on the bottom. The theory, I think, of that being that when you bring your other hand up for your two-handed grip, it gives you a tactile area to touch and controls recoil and stuff. But if you look at that, it's pretty sharp, and it's sharp along this edge, and it likes to cut right into holsters. So it creates drag, and it really eats into leather and even kydex if it fits tight there. So I don't like that under trigger guard checkering. Otherwise, awesome. This pistol feels so great in my hand. It's I tried every Kimber they had. I was looking for a 1911. Lamentably, that's all they had pretty much in the store at the time. Was back then were Kimbers. I tried every model. This one felt best in my hand. It had the features I like. If you've watched my other videos, I love magwells because I have a big hand and it tends to help to fill my big palm. So I like that. So it's been a great gun. Thought I'd check the trigger pull for you. Like I say, this particular pistol's had a few thousand rounds through it, and we'll see what it comes out as. Okay, let's try that again. That was 3 pounds 11 ounces. Four pounds 9 ounces. £3 1 ounce. So we're kind of inconsistent. Let's get an average going here. Let's do another one. And we'll see what that comes out. It helps if I push the button, doesn't it? Okay. Our average pull weight is 3 pounds 13 ounces. Not bad. So I'd say it's got around a 4 pound trigger pull. The trigger is pretty nice. Little creep. Anyway, there's the Kmber Tactical Pro. I don't know how they are now, but this one works. So if you're in the market for a 45, this one's fairly light with the aluminum frame. The night sights are awesome. Give it a try. Here's my favorite holster for this guy. This is a Milt Sparks VMII model. It's an in-waistband holster. This one's actually a 4-inch made for this Kimber. This particular one is a horsehide model. It has a metal band within here to hold it open no matter how tight your belt is, so you're going to be able to reholster. It's got one-way snaps. The stitching on it, of course, is, you know, awesome. It's a really nice holster. It fits the weapon well. It's got a sweat shield, which a lot of holsters don't have, which I love, because when you got your skin pressed against this, I'd rather have the leather than the ambi safety and the checkering and slide serrations and all that stuff going into my skin. Well, there's how it looks in the holster, and I'll show you what it looks like on me. Okay, there is the holster on my belt. I like to carry it just past your hip bone there, so it's just behind the hip. Helps the grip lay flat, especially when I've got a full-size grip with a magwell on there, so it's extending a little bit more. It conceals well. Just put a shirt over it, large t-shirt or an open button shirt. You can get a full grip on when you draw. Like I say, holstering really easy because of that hold open. So it's a good holster. It's not cheap. You're going to have to wait for it, but I've been carrying this particular holster, like I say, since well, I got the holster in like the end of '05, so it's got some years on it, and it looks great. So there's my rig for that guy. Thanks for watching.